Hey there, friends. Can you tell what today's topic is going to be? Yes, it's goals. How many of you has set goals? January 1st is a New Year's resolution. A lot of people do, but how many of us keep those goals and accomplish those goals throughout the year? So I just want to go over these. These five here are the goals that most people tend to set, and we're just going to touch briefly on them because the one I really want to talk about just for a minute is health. But a health goal. Is one of your health goals to lose weight? Is it to have more energy or be more fit? Is it that you have a chronic health condition and that you want to improve that? I have done a lot of health research and work with a lot of different people in the health field, and so much of it has to do with our diet and what we eat, and those are things we'll be discussing. The other one is financial. Do you not have enough money to do the things that you want to do? Do you have to work two jobs and not be with your family as much? Financial is a tough one because if you run out of money before the month ends, it can affect relationships. So that gets into the next one. How are your relationships? Do you have people in your life that you would like to see change? But you know what? You can't change them. You have to look within yourself and change yourself and your attitude and your feelings on how that situation is. I've seen areas with husbands and wives. One, they look at the other one that they need to change, but that doesn't happen. We have to change ourselves first. So is that a goal that you want to change in your life, relationships? Another one is business. Have you owned your own business? Have you ever thought about owning your own business? I know I owned my own business, retail store, for 10 years, and those 10 years were the best I had ever had. The business part, do you have a career? In your career, do you want to move up the ladder? Is there goals that you have set for yourself to accomplish in that area? And travel. How many times do people not travel like they would like to? Or maybe they travel but they go as low expense as they can because that's all they can afford. Well, travel is so good for the soul. Whether you go to the beach or you go to the mountains or you go to another country, the experiences and the adventures of life lie in travel. But how do you get to travel? You got to increase your finances. You got to make sure you have good health. And travel, we're going to talk about wholesale travel, which is pretty exciting. So let's go back to the one I really want to talk about today, which is health. The other day in one of the videos, I mentioned about coconut oil. We talked about coconut oil for weight loss, and I also talked about a recipe for coconut oil fat bombs. And those are wonderful. Coconut oil has medium chain triglycerides, which gets metabolized and burns energy. So instead of having sugars, which the sugars get stored as fat, we want medium chain triglycerides that helps burn the fat. And coconut oil has that. And that's why you'll see a lot of good articles on coconut oil. So I mentioned the coconut oil fat bombs, and I decided not to demo it because I just wasn't equipped for that yet. But I did make them, and I have them right here. Can you see them? Oh, I wish you could try them. They're so good. But the coconut oil fat bombs usually are made, at least this recipe, made into balls. And then you roll them, and you can roll them into coconut, like shredded coconut. But my coconut oil was not firm enough or solid enough. So living here in South Carolina, sometimes my coconut oil can be softer than I want, and it doesn't matter if it's soft or liquefied or in solid form. It still maintains its usefulness and the health benefits of it. So when I made it this morning, it was a little too soft, and it's like, oh, there's no way I can roll this into balls. So I thought, well, why not make a bark? I've made bark before. So I took a cookie sheet and put parchment paper down, and I poured it onto the cookie sheet. And then I took some coconut and I just sprinkled it on and I put it in the fridge. And it was hard within a half an hour. So I brought it out, broke it into bark, and then I'll stick it back in bags or a dish covered and put it back in the fridge because you do need to keep it cold. But these are great for those when you need that boost of energy or you get into that slump in the afternoon and you have those cravings, the sugar cravings kick in or the carb cravings. Rather than eat the bad things, have some of the bark. And it's amazing how that can take away your cravings. So I will put this recipe below in the comments, and I also have a cookbook that is going to be available. I don't have it printed yet, and if you're interested in the cookbook, let me know in the comments. And I guess that's about it. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for listening. Catch you on the next video.